It looks like we're getting ourselves into trouble. According to all these news articles, the average Canadian household debt-to-income ratio is 171%. What does this mean? For every dollar that a Canadian earns, they owe $1.71 into debt. In this video, we're going to cover a very effective way to pay off your debt.
So if you're watching this, you may be looking into improving your situation. Maybe you're in debt and you're looking to get yourself out of this. It's going to be difficult and we know this. But once you get out of it, you're going to feel so much better. Trust us on that. We like to compare it to dieting. And just like dieting, you have to make some lifestyle changes to get yourself out of debt. And if you stay consistent with it, you can really see some results.
We want to introduce to you guys one of the most effective ways of paying off your debt. It is an often recommended method from financial gurus like Gail Vassell-Oxlade. This method is called the Snowball method. This method is very effective towards paying off your consumer debt like your credit cards, your line of credits, and even your student loans. At this point, we already assume you've done your budgeting and know how much you could put towards your debt repayment.
So what's the snowball effect, you ask? The snowball effect works by paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first. And then once you're done paying off that, you move on to the next debt with the highest interest rate. And so on and so forth until you get to the one with the lowest debt. Do keep in mind that you should still pay off your minimum balances first on all your debts, but any excess amounts you have left over for paying off debt should absolutely be prioritized on paying off your high interest debt first.
So in OMFG fashion, we're going to give you an example to explain this method. Let's say you have the following debts owed. $3,000 from credit card 1 with an interest rate of $14.99. $2,000 from credit card 2 with an interest rate of $29.99. $10,000 from your student loans with an interest rate of 3%, and $8,000 from your line of credit with an interest rate of 8%.
So now that we know how the snowball effect works, we're just going to reorder the debts that we just talked about. As you can see, credit card 2 is prioritized first, followed by credit card 1, and then your line of credit, and then your student loans.
So why do we do this? Because it costs you more money to keep up your high interest rate compared to the low interest rate debt. So dealing with this amount of debt is a little bit overwhelming, and your natural response might be to tackle the highest amount first. But actually, it makes more sense to tackle the ones with the highest interest rate and then prioritize that compared to the lowest interest rate. In this example, this is exactly why we do it. In credit card 2, at the interest rate of 29.99%, you're paying $599.80 per year to keep that debt. While in credit card 1, with a 14.99%, you're paying $449.70 per year. And if you keep going, with a student loan of 3%, you'll have $300 per year. As you can see, even though the student loan has the highest amount, you're paying the least amount from all the rest of the debts. It makes more sense to tackle the highest interest rate first compared to the highest amount.
So you set aside some money for debt repayment every month. Let's say about $1,500. And now you want to know how to allocate this. As we mentioned at the beginning of the video, you should be focusing on paying the minimum payment first on your credit cards and your line of credit. And for your student loans, let's assume you're paying $200 a month. With credit card 1, your minimum payment would be $150 per month. Credit card 2 would be $100 per month. Your line of credit would be $400 per month, and your student loans would be $200 per month, which leaves you with a total of $850 per month to pay off your minimum payments of all these debts you have.
So now you can see that you have $850 of minimum payments to maintain. Now, you've allocated $1,500 towards your debt repayment, which gives us an excess of $650 to add to credit card 2 because it has the highest interest rate. So your payment plan should look like the following. Now, credit card 2, you add the $650 extra, which totals to $750 per month. The rest of the payments should stay the same.
So at this rate, you should be able to pay off credit card 2 in a matter of 3 months. And now let's say 3 months have passed, you paid off credit card 2, and now you have an extra $100 to play around with. Well, that's not the way we like to think about it, and that's not the way the snowball effect works. Now what you're supposed to do is use that $100 and add it to that $650 snowball you had going, which will give you a total snowball of $750. Let's look at our new payment plan to see how this works. As we already mentioned, credit card 2 has already been paid off. So now we're moving off our snowball to our credit card 1 debt, which is $150 plus $750, which will equal $900 per month that we'll pay off every month. And the other two will remain the same.
At this rate, you'll pay off credit card 1 in just over 3 months. And then, once you pay that off, you can move on to your next debt, which is the line of credit, and so on and so forth. By now, like a snowball going down the mountain, your payments get bigger and bigger the more you pay off your balances. At some point, 100% of that $1,500 allocated towards debt repayment can be solely focused on your student loans, which is the highest debt of $10,000. The reason for this is because you have no other debt repayments.
We think this is an amazing tool to pay off your debt. Every time you pay off each type of debt you have, you're gonna feel better and better. We promise you this. One pro tip we have is if you make extra money, let's say from a side hustle or a bonus you got, don't spend this on something like a new cell phone or a video game system or anything like that. Put it straight into your high interest debt. Trust me guys, especially with credit card debt, this is something you want to pay off as soon as you can. These guys are the biggest sharks out there and you want to pay this off as soon as you can or else it's just going to grow into an unmanageable amount.
We hope this concept was easy to understand. We understand that everybody's situation is different, but this is a really good way to start off paying off your debt. What do you think of the snowball method? Do you have any other strategies you could recommend to other people? Let us know in the comments below.
And please remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Also, remember to hit that like button for this video and subscribe to us. We do weekly personal finance videos for you millennials and we would love to hear back on what topics you want us to go over.